Lisa,
Back.
what the hell, girl?
Yeah, no, nothing much. Just typical Tuesday.
Anything exciting go on in your world since we last talked?
Let me think about it. Well, I'm planning my wedding.
Woohoo!
And I got my invitations ordered. So that's exciting. And
That
I
is
ordered my
exciting.
dress. I ordered my dress.
You didn't tell me that?
I did. It's gorgeous. I hope it fits. I had to do some measurements, which is always scary. And I mean, I was scared. I was like, oh.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, y'all, if you didn't listen to us last week, Lisa is getting married in a haunted ghost town outside of Las Vegas in Nevada. It's going to be badass.
It is. And I'm not going traditional. I ordered a black wedding dress.
Oh!
Yeah. I am going to wear black. I mean.
You're going to crush it.
I'm going to crush it. And I might even wear tennis shoes under my dress because.
You do you, girl.
Well, you know, I don't do too well in heels. I'm more like a newborn baby calf when I wear heels.
Myself.
So I'm going to stick to the flats.
I would too. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time.
Well, so let's get into it. Let's let our side paranormal listeners know what we're up to today.
Let's do it. What do you got for me? What are we talking about? What are we doing?
I think probably only the most famous haunted house in the United States. If you don't know what it is, well, if you've never heard of this, then you're really not a paranormal enthusiast, because tonight we are talking about the Conjuring House.
Woo!
The one and only Conjuring House. There we are, y'all.
Favorite places in the whole world. It was amazing.
It was amazing. It's a fantastic house. Let's see.
What's some of the creepy shit that goes on?
These guys have been there. We talked to them last week. We talked to one of them anyway. Talked to Dalen last week.
Wasn't he not just freaking amazing?
He was amazing. He was a fantastic guest.
Yeah.
Fantastic guest.
And you guys don't get to hear all of our conversations because we logged them in a little bit sooner than we start taping, and we talked to him a good 15 minutes or so, and he's like you from the Dallas area, and just man, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was. And just down to earth. Just a cool dude. Yeah, he was just a cool dude. I mean, it was like talking to an old friend.
He is a cool dude.
He is a cool dude. Yeah.
All right, girl, tell us some scary shit. What's going on? Tell the people that we know that aren't real paranormal investigators, if they haven't heard of the Conjuring House, tell them about it.
All right. So little history on the Conjuring House. It was built in 1736. It was owned by 8 generations of the Arnold family. It's also known as the Arnold Farm. But everybody knows it as the Conjuring House, you know.
Yep.
In the 1970s, Roger and Carolyn Perrin bought it with their 5 girls. They moved into the house, and shortly after, they started having activity. Some of the things that they reported having was every day at 5:15, the beds would lift and shake. The house was always feeling cold, no matter what time of year it was. It was always cold. Objects moving around in the house. Carolyn Perrin would report it that she'd hear the broom sweeping.
Yep.
And she'd go in there and it was nothing. Broom was sitting there. But then she'd hear it again and go back, and the broom was in a different spot. I don't know about you, but
what?
I'd have probably just lost it. That would have scared. That would have been to hear it and then to go in there and it's actually moved, because then you're like, yeah, no, I'm not just hearing shit.
I know.
Nope.
And if you've ever had that happen, like I have had that happen before, where you know damn well you left it in a certain place and you go back and it's moved. And you know, like everybody normally does, you try to rationalize how in the hell did that broom get from that corner to that corner? So yeah, I mean, I think it started out little stuff, right?
Yeah, and I think probably just like anybody else, they just tried to rationalize it, like you said, and you know, there's probably an explanation. Maybe one of the kids came in and moved it. You know, she had 5 kids, so and they were and they were young when they moved in there. They reported hearing disembodied voices. So they would hear, voices that didn't make any sense, unexplained flashes of lights in rooms and stuff where there was no explanation for it.
Wait,
And,
didn't we see that too?
We did. That
We
was
were in that library room.
we saw flashes of light, and then also whenever I got woke up hearing the footsteps.
Yep.
I was laying in the bed and I looked through that window and I could see just some weird flashy lights. I thought we had left a piece of equipment in there, but the next morning when we were packing up, there wasn't nothing in that room. We did not,
and it
leave
wasn't me on
anything.
Ambien this time.
I don't know. No, I did check and you were still asleep right next to me. So yeah. That was funny. So
Yeah.
the little girl, Cindy, she heard in her bedroom 7 dead soldiers buried in the wall, and she kept hearing it over and over and over repeatedly. And I mean, that would have scared me to death. She apparently, according to Andrea Perrin, she came running in there and got in the bed with her.
Yeah.
Told her about it.
And we have to give a shout out to the Perrin family, because I'm not sure or maybe you do, but today is Cindy's birthday.
Is it?
It is.
Well,
so,
shout out to Cindy Perrin. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So it's kind of fitting that we're talking about the Conjuring House. And yeah,
It
so
is.
Andrea had posted about, her baby sister.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that is kind of coincidental, isn't it?
It
That
is.
today we're talking about her birthday. So we're talking about her old home. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is what the house looked like when the parents fell in love with it. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, it is.
I could see why Carolyn would have fell in love with that house. It has charm.
Oh, I'm just looking at it as you're talking, and it's got the screened in porch, and look at the driveway and all the pretty trees, and yeah.
And of course, it doesn't look like that today. I mean, there's over the years, there's been a lot of stuff done to it. So this is what it looks like now. Okay,
that's got the creepy factor.
See, it is creepy now. And right here is where the screen porch was. And, now it's just like a porch. You can just step up on it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Y'all, that's our
There's
little
our
crew.
friends. Look at our bucket list sign. We take that with us.
We did. That was a good trip. That was a
Shout
great
out
trip.
to the girls.
Shout out to the girls, to Angie, Claudia, and Sally. Woohoo! Yeah, we had a good time on that trip, man. That was a lot of fun.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
And we were actually there right after the Ghost Brothers were.
Yep.
We signed the wall. I wish I had a picture of that.
I have a picture of you actually signing it.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
We signed right under there where they signed Ghost Brothers.
Yeah, we'll have to pop that in when we're going back.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. Do you remember how it felt when we drove up? Because you and I rode together.
God, yes.
It was like, you just felt the energy shift as soon as, really before you even turned in.
I agree. Just going down the road to it. And the anticipation, I think of, oh my God, we're almost there.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a chicken, and we've been to some places. We've been to Bobby Mackey. We've been to Waverly. We've been to places, and I'm never a chicken. That was the one and only place, I think, so far. Hopefully we'll go to some more places. It'll scare me too, but but that's probably the one and only place that I have felt a little bit reluctant to say that I was going to go and stay the night at.
Me too.
In fact, we did have one person bail. Remember, April was supposed to go with us.
Yep.
And she didn't go. And she later told me it was because she really wasn't comfortable going there.
Well, y'all, when we tell you the vibe is different. So you go down like kind of I don't know, it's a paved street before you get to it. So it's beautiful. All these big colonial style looking houses. My nose is itching. What does that mean again? Does somebody thinking of me? Maybe I'm going to win the lottery. I don't know. My nose itch.
Do it.
but it just looks very normal to me, like a normal neighborhood with people that have lots of land. And then you see these giant cedar trees. Remember this giant ass cedar trees that kind of cover up the front of the
Yeah.
house, and you just get little glimpses between the branches and stuff before you start to pull in. And when you make the first corner, you see the big ass barn. Yes. Like if that doesn't say come in here and hang yourself, I don't know. Like
that barn was creepy.
It was. And we weren't allowed in the barn, so we can't tell y'all what it feels like inside, but you drive that past that first, and Lisa and I were in the car, and remember we got out and we were standing there because we honest to God were taking a breath going, oh my God, we're here. We are literally at the Conjuring House.
Yeah.
And remember, the people were driving. There was another car driving up down the road, and they're yelling and they're screaming and taking photos. And we're like, we waved back, but
because we were waiting for Claudia, Angie, and Sally to come, and we didn't know what they were driving, and we thought it was them, and so we were waving back at them. And
it was not good, y'all. We were really motioning at these strangers, like, hey, we're here.
And Corey, remember Corey came out and he said, no, don't. That we have this
came
problem.
up earlier or something, and he made them leave.
He made them leave.
Leave it to us.
Leave it to us to call in the people they just
hey,
made
weirdos,
leave.
We're right here.
Hey,
gonna be
come
here all
on
night. Come and join us.
And we were there all night.
Yes.
It's definitely one of my favorite places for sure.
Oh my God. Beyond shadow of a doubt. I can't wait to go back. Like we've talked about it so many times, we can't wait to get back.
Yeah, we definitely can't.
Before we get into the house, let's talk about the land. And I think you have some facts and stuff on the land outside, right?
So there's like several things about the land that there was a war or a battle that happened on the land. I think it was called the King's Battle. I don't have that written down, but I think it was called the King's War.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah. So there was that was on the land, but I mean, there's also Native American reported in the area, but there's like several deaths that have occurred around the land, not specifically in the house. But like one of them was Edward Arnold. He was one of the people who used to live in the house. He didn't die on the land or in the property, but he is associated with the house. So they do think that he could be one of the spirits that haunts the place. His son, John Arnold, and he was the son of Edward Arnold. He died also from exposure. He had spent their time in that house as a child. So they think that he could also be one of the spirits that haunts that place. But there was a guy by the name of Jarvis Smith that died of exposure also, and he did die basically right on the property line. He went out drinking.
Now, when you say exposure, because my brain is warped.
He was naked. No.
Okay. Are you talking about from the cold? Or like he's like, oops, I dropped my towel. This is gonna be bad.
No, he died from the cold. He went out and drunk. He got drunk. And
you play, you pay.
You play, you pay. He wandered off into a shed that was on the property line, and that's where they found him. But that shed's not there anymore. It's not that barn. That shed's not there anymore. But yeah, so he died from exposure. Who knows? Maybe he was naked. That was a long time ago.
We're not laughing at the dead people. We're laughing with them. They know us well.
They know us well. We talk to them.
We talk to them all the time.
We nice.
So when I remember you and I were walking around outside, and y'all, we got there. I don't know what time it was, but it was still just a little bit daylight, and it was dusk. I mean, we could see the barn. We could see everything fairly well. And Lisa and I are walking around, and I am telling you, I don't know how Lisa felt, but for me, I'm walking down to this chicken coop, and it's kind of back down from the house. And from the chicken coop, you're looking up a hill at the house. It's very ominous. It's very, oh my God, it's towering. And I think that might have been one of the creepier places, besides the house. just standing down there, looking at the house, looking down the road from the little chicken thing that went to a creek, I think.
Yeah, back here.
Yeah. Y'all, the vibe down there was, oh my God, I hate to say unwanted or unwelcome, because I think that word is just so overused on TV is, oh, we felt unwelcome. I felt watched. Maybe.
Yeah, it did feel like something was in those woods, just staring at you, something that you couldn't see. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But that's where, right over there on that wall, I told you that Cindy heard the 7 dead soldiers buried in the wall.
Yeah.
So right over there is where Nick Groff he has a friend.
Love him.
I love him too. He has a friend that does that ground penetrating radar, and he came out as a favor to Nick and did the radar out there, the ground penetrating radar, and he did find what they believe to be graves right there against that wall.
Oh my God.
And they
we have a sound penetrating radar.
I know we need a friend with a ground penetrating radar.
I mean, we need. We got all kinds of stuff. Why don't we have one of those?
Why don't we have a lot of things?
I know. We need to go find some dead bodies, man.
We need a metal detector. These dead guys may have been buried with jewelry. I'm just saying. We're trying to get ourselves cursed, y'all. I'm not
going to Lisa said that, spirits. Lisa said that. No.
She's going to help me dig.
Hell yeah. I'd do it. We talk about the gold out at Goldman's Bridge. We need to go hunt that someday.
Yeah, we do. Wouldn't it be something if we did find that?
All those naysayers when we say we're going looking for gold or dead bodies. To hell with y'all.
To hell with y'all. Don't come asking for you. Don't come with your hand out when we got that gold.
That's right. That's right.
You get nothing.
I will say that I'm looking at your picture, your background, and those stones set up, like, that's called something, right? Is it a slave fence, something?
They called that a slave wall back in the day. They don't now.
Wall.
They don't now because it's not, it's not
right.
politically correct. But that's initially what it was called. And the reason they called that is because, the slaves were going to be the ones who were made to do that. So
right.
those are all original, and those were literally put there by the slaves. And they do believe they found 6 what they believe is graves, and those are all together. But they believe that there is another one that's off by itself, that was probably a slave, because they wouldn't have buried the slaves together.
Right.
So
and unfortunately, that's this an actual fact of our past.
Yeah.
Looking at your picture with the trees and just like in my mind, why would they put that stone? Is it just to mark around the house? Like what is the purpose of that?
I don't know.
Wait, isn't it weird? Like
it is.
I mean, what is the purpose?
Well, because
to keep animals, but they can jump that. To keep animals away or anything, I guess.
Well, I mean, it could have been taller. It's old, so maybe it's.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe
probably made up all the limestone rocks.
Well, that thing's heavy, so it's probably sank a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's all over that place, and that's back in the day when it was the original Arnold Farm, and that thing was huge. I think it's only currently 8 acres that comes with the house, I think is what it said, but it used to be like a 500-acre farm or something.
I know that I am reading Andrea Perrin, her series that she wrote. There's 3 big giant books, and oh my God, I'm sorry, Andrea, I promote your book, but I forgot the name of it. But she talks about when they first were looking at the land, and the dad came with them, and how far down in the woods that they would run and they would play, and they went down to the creek. And that was one of the things that the dad loved about the property. Maybe not so much the house. She seemed to imply that the dad just was really in awe of the land and the creek, and just, of course, their whole family was really big on nature. That was one thing that drawed Andrea's mom to the place, was all of the land and the beauty.
Yeah. House of
because they,
Darkness, House of Light. Is that it?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
I think that's it. That's it. Y'all go get it. It's going to take you a little bit to get through them, but it's worth it. But she really starts from the get-go. And, when they first moved into the Conjuring House, the neighbors, they had mean-ass little boys that did all kinds of mean things to her at school. And can I just shout out to Andrea? Badass girl. I mean, she would beat the crap out of these guys. She did all this stuff back to them because they would torture her sisters. And they had a rough start. They weren't liked by the community. I mean, there was just all these little things that just brought in a shadow of negativity when they first moved in. And it was a rough beginning for the kids and the family. She thought it was going to be greatness, and it really wasn't.
Well, and then to have to deal with all the paranormal stuff. She also talks about how when they moved in there, they had a dog. And,
oh my God.
And the dog's name was Bathsheba. That's not a common name. That's like not a name that you hear.
Hell no. I think that is one of the weirdest facts.
It is.
Besides the paranormal and the creepy and get thrown across the room. Sorry, my hair's in my neck. It's getting on my nerves. That they would name their dog before they ever moved out there, Bathsheba. Like, yeah, where does that come from? That's not common.
For any of y'all that don't know if you've watched any of the Conjuring movies, then you know who Bathsheba is. Of course, they've all been, elaborated a little bit, enhanced, we'll say.
Yes.
But Bathsheba Sherman was actually she never lived on the farm. She was born in 1814. She died in 1885. And she had 4 children. 2 of those children died before they were 3. And she was accused of, let's just say legend says, that she was accused of killing a child that was not hers by putting a sewing needle through the base of the child's skull and into the brain. She was never convicted of it because there wasn't any evidence or proof of it. So,
damn, how would you like to have her as a neighbor? Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, but
so she was into satanic stuff though, right?
Well, so the witchcraft is
okay.
That's what legend says. But there's like, let me think of the name of the book. There's actually a book from history that's there in the state that you can go look up stuff. She was never she wasn't ever listed as anything like that. There was nothing listed about murder, nothing listed about suicide or anything like that. So it's all kind of legend. Like there's really no proof that she ever did any of that because there's no record of her ever being charged with that crime.
But she really was a living person.
She was a living person, and she is buried in the Harrisville Cemetery next to her children. And they've had to remove her gravestone because of the movie and the legends. They've had too many people go vandalize, so it's kind of sad.
So let's jump forward to the movie. So you and I have seen several, and I refer to Andrea, and y'all, I keep referring to her. It's because I guess I'm into her books, and I want to hear the story from somebody that lived it. So I'm, all of the parents talked about it, not just Andrea, but she's the one that's coming for me because I'm reading her book. But what the hell was we talking about? Because now I don't know what I was going to say. Has to do something with the Bathsheba. Oh, the movie. So Andrea says that in the movie, they make it out to be this witch Bathsheba is causing all the problems and doing all this bad stuff to the family and mom particularly. But Andrea says they never thought it was Bathsheba.
Right. Didn't she say that she thought it was Mrs. Arnold?
Yes. They think it was a madam, not madam, what do you call it when they're
the mistress of the house?
Mistress of the house? Is that what you call them? Mistress?
That's what you call it. That's what you call it at the whorehouse, but I don't know about at the Conjuring House.
How come you know that? How come you know that, Lisa?
I shall go to my grave. No. I don't really I want to say, madam, was it? No, that's still the same as being at a whorehouse.
It's not. It's called, what is it? Damn, it's gonna drive me crazy. So listeners, tell us, put it in the comments. What do you call that? It's not the head of the house. I don't think it's Madam of the house. I don't know what in the hell I'm trying to say, but they think it was the tug of war on that, because the witch, or the person that they think, Miss Arnold, that was her space. She was the head of the household. And, then here comes the Perrin family with the mom, and
Matriarch.
she's the head
of
it. Yes, thank you. That's it. Oh, thank God, because that was going to drive me freaking nuts. The matriarch. That's it.
And apparently they had thought about, they had already discovered Bathsheba before the Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah.
So that's the funny how the Ed and Lorraine Warren found out. Things will have it be that they reached out to them, that the parents reached out to them, but that's actually not what happened. What happened was a friend of the family went to some conference or something, and the Warrens were there. And she told the Warrens that they needed their help. So they came to the parents. They actually came to them.
Yes. And the movie makes it sound like, they went searching for help and they found the Warrens. Just let me put my 2 cents on the Warrens. We're 50-50 in the paranormal world on the Warrens. You have those people that think they were totally just for show, and their stuff wasn't real, that they really didn't do, and everything went down like they said. I am a believer in the Warrens. So let me just state my case now. I believe their studies. I believe their documentation. I think the things went down the way they said it did. In saying that, when they're making a film about the Warrens and they're making documentation on, Andrea's mom getting thrown against the wall and what went down, wasn't really what happened. We know that now. But it's made for TV. I get that. But I am a fan of the Warrens. I do think that their research was amazing. So just had to get that off my chest.
I agree. I agree. I think I do think that they were real. I think that they had good intentions.
Yeah.
I don't think that they ever went into the Conjuring House thinking that they were going to stir anything up that was going to be super damaging.
Oh, no. I don't think so either.
But like you said, what the movies, the Hollywood, whatever. Yeah. I mean, Andrea has cleared the air on that. And it wasn't a possession. It was a seance.
That's right.
And it's her mother got thrown across the room. The chair lifted, she got thrown across the room, and she thought she had just witnessed her mama die.
Yeah. But she and her sister, I can't recall, was it Cindy? Oh, I just know one of her sisters. She and one of the sisters. So when the Warrens are there doing the seance, y'all, these 2 young girls are peeking out behind the door, watching all this go down. And mom starts speaking in tongue and all of this violent stuff. And Andrea says like Lisa just stated, that the chair picked up and threw against the wall. And
it said it threw her all the way into the other room, and she heard her mother's head smack the hearth for the fireplace.
And she says that Ed was saying, leave her alone, but Andrea's dad punched the guy. Oh yeah, there they go.
So this is the room that they were in, where the couch is at, is where they were doing the seance. And she flew all the way and hit her head back there.
Back by the fireplace. If you guys can see, back behind Lisa to the left.
Whatever. Yeah.
I know it's hard on this. I can't ever.
It's back there, guys. So she smacked her head back there. As you guys can see, we have our blanket on the couch. It was cold in that house.
Oh my God. Let's talk about the code.
Ooh, man. That was chill you to your bone cold. Yeah. And y'all, it was April. It wasn't it April 1st?
It might have been.
I think we went on April Fool's Day.
And that's one of the stories, right? That you were talking about.
That's one of the things they said. They said that no matter what time of year it was, the the cold in that house was just unbearable, that they could never get warm.
Y'all, Lisa, our girlfriends that went with us, they all slept together, 3 of them in one big bed. And then Lisa and I, we were trying to do 2 different rooms. We had equipment set up and stuff. And Lisa and I were in the middle room, and we're huddled together. We're in sleeping bags. We brought our heated blankets.
That's where we were.
And what's the story with the rocker and the door?
Okay,
in the room we stayed in.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all now.
What are you telling? Don't tell everything. Are you telling everything? Because we need to keep some things private.
I never agreed to that.
Don't tell any stories of what we did when we're all like just wiped out at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, things go south and we're just hilarious and whatever. I'm sorry. Tell your story.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling on myself. Okay, I put that rocking chair against that door. I did it because that's the closet that the little one, Cindy, I think it was Cindy that made friends with a little ghost boy that lived in the closet.
Yeah, like right off the bat when they moved in.
And she didn't tell anybody. She didn't tell them. and she would play with him in that closet, and they said that door will open and close on its own. So I put that damn rocking chair up against that door. Just stay your ass in there, little boy.
Okay. Let's back it up. Let's back it up here. You have never told me that. So in the middle of this witch house that we're all staying up till 5 o'clock, because when we go places, we make the best of our time. If we get to be there till 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever time it is, we stay. We're in. You've never told me that. Why is my headset's cutting out? You've never told me that story. So you put the chair up so like the spirit would come get us.
I know that's so stupid, isn't it?
No.
I mean, they can go.
I'm glad to
they're
know
spirits. Come on, they can do whatever they want. But I just knew we were going to sleep in that bed, and I was kind of like, meh. But then also another reason is because that rocking chair has also, people say it rocks on its own. So I figured if I put it against the door, it couldn't rock.
I'm fixing to say, Lisa, I'm looking at that picture right now, and there's no way in hell that chair can rock.
No, it wasn't going to rock. Y'all, I'm really not a chicken.
Oh, she's not. No,
I'm really not.
Please do not think that, but it's just funny because even though we try to be brave and we're badass ghost hunters and we're female to top it off, hell yeah, let's do it. In the back of your mind, those little things is like, well, that door opens and closes all by itself. And it's like, yeah, I know, but wouldn't that be cool to see it? And we go to get in the bed and somebody will go, no, somebody go close that door. We don't want it to open and close.
Look at little Casper and
can y'all, these are my babies. That's Casper and
Tucker.
We're still new at trying to figure out this podcast stuff, y'all. So like we've told you, we're going to keep it real. If we screw it up, you're going to see it.
And we're going to screw it up. I mean,
this is girl chat, 100% real.
And so, I mean, Becky's got tea, but y'all don't know what I got.
Mm-hmm.
It's tea.
What do you have?
I got my jug of tea.
And I got my fancy glass of tea. Everybody always thinks what am I drinking? Am I drinking red wine? Whatever. Y'all, it's sweet tea. We're in Texas. I'm north of Dallas, and it's sweet tea all the way. But if I want to drink it in a fancy glass, damn it, I'm drinking it in a fancy glass.
It kind of looks like rosé.
We can play like it is. It's a work night, so it has to be tea. Damn it, it's good stuff though. Look at Casper back there. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Casper's like, really? This is what we're doing?
So one of the things reading the book that you hit on earlier, and we talked about the neighbors. I want to tell one of the stories that Andrea talked about.
Okay.
She was talking about one of the neighbors brought over, because there's 5 girls, and the dad traveled. Man, that's another thing. The dad was hardly ever there when this stuff went down. It took a long time. Him and Carolyn, they had big battles because he would come in from he was a traveling salesman or something. I can't recall exactly, but she would tell him what went down, things missing, sound, seeing these shadows, all this kind of stuff. And he wouldn't believe her. I mean, flat ass wouldn't believe her. No, that didn't go down. So it caused huge conflict in the family. But he was away and she was there with the girls, and one of the neighbors brought over a apple pie, brought a pie over for the girls, and they're sitting in the kitchen, which we tried to recreate that when all of us girls were there.
We did.
Cooked hot dogs and chili, and we sat around yes, there it is. So in our minds, we're trying to be just like a regular family there. And it was pretty cool because we did start hearing shit.
Well, that's right. Remember when we started cooking our chili dogs, you said, I'm going to go out to the car and I got to go get some stuff out of the car. And here, because you and I rode together. I gave you the keys. You went outside, but I went to walk into the living room, in that same room where the seance happened, to go grab some batteries. I was going to start putting batteries in all of my equipment. And I heard what I swore was you doing a Facebook Live or something. And I was like, in my mind, I thought, oh, I need to be quiet. She's doing something Facebook Live. But then I didn't see you. There was no one in there. So I thought, well, maybe she's upstairs. So I yelled out, Beck, hey, Beck, are you up there, Beck? Nothing. And then you come walking through the door.
Yeah.
And I remember I looked at you and I said, were you outside the door talking? And you said, no, I was getting stuff out of the car. I was like, you weren't talking on the phone or nothing? You were like, no. I heard it so plain, so clear. And it was not the other girls. The girls.
Your face when I walked in was very much like, y'all, where we had to park, I don't want to say it was a long walk, but it was away from the house.
Yeah.
That even if I had been on the phone, they would not be able to hear me in the house. There was a long enough distance.
So that was Sally and M's car, the black one.
Yeah, we were parked there
on the opposite side over against the road by where
closer
the road
to
was.
The barn, kind of.
Yeah.
But I came out that door by the little skeleton and walked over to the car. And when I came back in, I swear Lisa's standing in between the living room and the kitchen, and she's just staring at me. And she's like, were you just doing like Facebook Live or anything? I'm like, no, it's getting stuff out of the car. She just was like, her eyes lit up and she's like, oh my God, I swear I just heard you like talking. I'm like, wasn't me.
And y'all, I had already put a digital recorder out. I do that when we get to a location. I just turn one on, I put it down somewhere and I leave it alone. So I'm like, yes, that's going to be, because it was in that room. I'm like, yes, that is going to be on that recorder, 100% going to be on that recorder. Yep. And that night I picked up my recorder. We were getting ready to go to bed.
Oh my God.
Or I should say that morning. And I turned it off and I thought, I'm going to go back. I want to see if it caught that. Y'all, my digital recorder right in front of my eyes deleted everything. Everything. Oh my God. I had files on that thing from so many different locations. I've been using that digital recorder and I have used it since with no problems. It's never deleted again. That it just completely deleted every single file on that thing.
That's sickening, because Lisa did have some. We all set recorders around, but where Lisa's was in that front room or whatever, she would have caught some really cool stuff. And like, I remember and how devastating is it? But that, y'all, in the paranormal world, that is not surprising at all.
No.
You might record for hours and you get home and you hit play and you have nothing. Like,
I was sick to my stomach.
Shit.
I was so sick to my stomach.
I felt bad for you.
I mean, I literally I really almost cried because I was like, I know I had that voice. I know I did. And we didn't have any other recorder in that room at the time. We did. This is like one of my favorite things that happened there. Claudia and I both recorded. I actually have, so it's 3 recorders. Mine, I caught on 2. One by the fireplace that Lisa just showed you guys, where Carolyn got thrown against. We had a recorder there.
And on the couch is where we heard this. But Claudia came in and she's saying, Beck, do you need help? Can I help you do anything else? You know, I've got shit everywhere because I'm not very organized. I'm a Gemini, so cut me some slack. And and
But
so
y'all, she will always have snacks. She will
Yeah.
always have snacks. I want y'all to know that. If you go ghost hunting with Becky, she might not be organized, but damn it, she will know where her snacks are.
Yeah. We're gonna die healthy. I'm telling you. We're gonna have cookies and little Debbie's out the wazoo. Like, we may not have water because I hate water, but we'll have
Same.
snacks. I hate water, but
She'll have cookies and little Debbie's, but she will buy the baked Cheetos. That's where the healthy part comes in.
wait. That's supposed to be. I'm trying to be healthy. Yes, I do buy the baked Cheetos. Right after I have a little Debbie, I have a big handful of baked Cheetos. You know, I think it balances out, right? You know, I don't know. But anyway, we caught a very elderly sounding gentleman on all 3 recorders, very loud. And I can't recall exactly what he said, but it's an actual sentence.
I
And
thought he said move.
something like that. Maybe it was, but Claudia hears it in real time. And she says, did you hear that? And I'm like, what? And she said, oh my God, I've got to play it back, because she had a recorder going. And bam, there it was. And sure enough, when we get home, I'm checking my other 2, and I had it too. Like, y'all, there's no way it could have been, you know, make up whatever you want to think. Another sound from outside or a neighbor or something, when it's on all 3 recorders at the same volume. And it was definitely like, I think somebody back in the 1800s. It wasn't a normal, I mean, it was very, well, we think we were talking with a general. So I'm going to go with that. I think it was some sort of a general, a person, very formal kind of
I know
person.
when she played it back,
It was so good.
It was so good. And y'all, there were only us girls there. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any guys with us. It was just girls.
And we have 5 girls for 5 of the daughters. Like,
5.
see how smart we are. We're ahead of the ball game. We're thinking it all out. 5
That's right.
girls all alone. Do you have our picture that we tried to recreate? It kind of sucks, y'all, but
That's it.
we get E for effort. We tried to recreate where the girls were standing. One of the photos.
Yeah, so it looks like this.
There you go.
It cuts their head off, but I can't really do much about that. But that's that's actually the original spot where we are. But it's just been changed over the years. But that is actually the original spot that they took the picture at.
And that was the original front door.
That was the original front door. Yeah.
Yeah. So keep that up. So the neighbor lady, back to my story, the neighbor lady came in, and right where you can see that door is, that's where the big kitchen is that Lisa just showed us, that we were all sitting down and we trying to have a family dinner, this sort of thing. So Andrea tells that the neighbor brought this pie over for the girls, and she was chit-chatting. And Carolyn, well, you can see the brown baseboard through the door there. Right to the left of that is the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what the baseboard is where the stove and all of that business is. And then, but right next to it is this bathroom. So she tells that the neighbor's sitting at the table with her and the girls, and Carolyn is taking a shower, and she's finishing taking a shower. She steps out. Now, y'all, this is a lady that lived in the house and saw this crap go down. This isn't make-believe. This isn't made up. This kid witnessed this. But she said her mom came out, put the towel around her, and a clothes hanger came off of the door. And I can't say it good, so I just say beat the crap out of her. Like, it was full on beating
Whipping
Carolyn.
her.
And it was leaving webs on her neck and down her back, and her mom screaming and like just going crazy. So Andrea and the neighbor open the door, and they see this going down. Her mom is cowered up and just screaming. and these whips are showing up from the clothes hanger where it's just pounding away on the mom. And she said that it finally stopped. It just fell to the ground, and they help her up. Now, this is a young child seeing this crap. But the neighbor, this is just interesting to me. The neighbor, all the neighbor said about it, didn't say, what the hell was that? Oh my God, can you believe that happened? Like a normal person would. She helped Carolyn to the table. She helped her, put down some ice packs on the wounds, not wounds, they were, the whips from the clothes hanger. And all she said was, leave the lights on when you go to sleep. Do y'all hear that squeaking in the background? I'm sorry, that's my dog with a squeaker. But
I was gonna say, what is going on?
do you hear it? I'm so, because I'm like,
Yeah.
it took me a minute. I'm like,
I'm thinking, you're conjuring some shit up. You got voodoo dolls in the back and a candle lit, and there's something happening.
we can't do that right now. We're live. Do you know what live means? But yeah.
Y'all, and her dog's name is Casper, y'all. Casper. Tell
Yeah,
me she's not.
Casper the friendly dog.
He is too. He's a sweet little baby.
There he goes. Good. Maybe I'll take that damn toy out of here. But to me, I just think of if I went to someone's house and saw a clothes hanger whipping the shit out of somebody, I would freak the hell out.
I'd have ran the hell out.
Like, I don't know what I would do.
No, I'd have been gone. Bye.
This neighbor, all she can muster to say is sleep with the lights on. What? You just saw this lady get beaten to death. I mean, I'm freaked out by that a little bit. Like, what do you say to that?
Didn't Carolyn also, didn't she get attacked in in the closet in the bathroom? Because it was always, like they said, it was always so cold in there. So, and that bathroom closet backed up to a fireplace. So they would go in there because it would be warmer in there. So after getting out of the shower, they would go in that closet to get dressed. And the door got where they couldn't get it open, and she was being attacked in that closet also.
Yeah, there's just something going down over there. Like, and now that I think about it, had I read Andrea's book before we went, I'd have been 1,000 times scareder. I was already pretty nervous about it. Well, and the basement, Lisa can tell you about that because I'm just a wuss about the basement. But had I read this book and read literally what this child wrote about, it's just amazing. Casper,
I'll say you're gonna need to take that away.
Okay, give me a minute. Give me that. Come here. Good. Bring that over here. Bring me that.
Y'all don't report her. Don't. I swear she's good to her dogs. Y'all don't report her.
Now they're gonna start growling. Yeah. So what else happened to us? What else can we tell everybody about?
When we were down there in the basement, there was the snake skin that you were scared of. Yeah, when he gave us the tour of the house, the previous owners, because unfortunately they don't own it anymore. We haven't met the new owner. Hopefully we will one day, but we did meet the Heismans, and they were super nice people.
Yes, can't say enough about them.
No, they were great. And Corey took us on the tour, and he took us down there, and he tells us on the way down there that he had just caught and released a 5-foot snake. And Becky is the biggest chicken when it comes to snakes. So we had to basically drag her down those stairs to go in the basement. And we were going down the stairs, and there it is on that wall, on the rock wall. And I wish I had a picture to pop up for you guys to see it. But it was a big old snake skin where a snake had shed its skin down there. And literally we went all the way from Texas to Rhode Island for this, and she almost did not go into the basement.
To hell with the basement. I like to freaking left. I'm like, I'm getting a room. I can't be in a house with a 5-foot snake running around.
Yeah, she was freaking out. It was hilarious. And we are going to be posting some blooper videos.
Yes.
And some funny stuff on our YouTube channel. So you'll be able to see some of that.
Yeah.
You'll have to go and check it out when we get it posted up. But yeah, we've got some funny Becky freaking out. So we get her down in the basement and we decided we're going to do an Estes method down there. And for
Yep.
those of y'all who don't know what an Estes method is, it's where we have a spirit box with some noise canceling headphones. One person has those on with a blindfold, and they can't hear. They can't hear anybody asking questions. And so I was the person with the blindfolds and the headset on. Becky's over in her chair with her feet up off the ground because she's scared of snakes. And
The
we're
hell with that. Y'all made me go down there. I'm not putting my feet on nothing.
and in this particular room, there's actually a well. And we did find out some history of why wells were put indoors. Why they were put. Do you remember that? Do you remember him telling us why? Because we always thought it was just for contamination reasons, for like dirt and bugs and whatnot.
What'd he say? I forgot.
He said back in the day when people would have wells, and the way it worked is if someone died and you staked your claim on the property, it was yours. So people would poison the people's wells to kill them so that they could stake claim on their property. So that's why they started enclosing them and putting them to where they weren't accessible.
Where was I when that fact went down?
Probably looking for snakes.
Hell yeah. I'm probably in the car going, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So,
oh my God.
So we're sitting down there. I'm doing the Estes method. I got the thing on. I can't hear what they're saying at all. They got the SLS camera going. And at some point, I get tapped out and they tell Becky's like, I need you to move. I need you to move.
Yeah.
Because on the SLS camera, there was a figure climbing on the ceiling right around me and behind me. And it started to freak them out. Becky wanted me to move. She didn't want me sitting over there anymore. I remember.
No, y'all, Lisa, and when we're talking about a basement, you just go ahead and take your minds right to the creepy-ass basement that you can think of in every horror movie you've ever seen, because that's what it looked like. And Lisa's sitting in the center with her mask on that she can't see, headsets on, she can't hear us. And we're all standing around the door I'm on the stairs because I don't want to put my feet on anything.
You were sitting on the chair and you had your feet tucked up in the chair. That's where you were sitting around that table.
Oh God. But this thing, and thing starts coming up behind her and crawling like you see it. If you guys know what SLS is, it's like stick figures, that you can actually see moving, and it is freaking crawling up the wall. And we're like, oh, hell no, we got to get Lisa. She has to get moved back. It was scary. That was super scary.
Well, and he had told us too that they have, so there's reports of the parents saying that they saw a figure that had a bent neck and it had like sharp teeth and smelled of death, like just rancid smell. And that they had seen this person, that they do believe that also to be Mrs. Arnold.
Yeah.
And he told us that apparently one of the neighbors was doing some renovations. This is current times, doing some renovations, and they discovered bones buried down in the basement of what appeared to be a 7 foot tall or taller man.
Yeah.
And so he said on their SLS camera, they had caught this really tall figure that was taller than the basement. And it was doing this because its head, it was too tall. So it was having to tilt its head to the seat from the ceiling.
Yeah.
So he thinks that that's maybe what the girls were seeing was.
Show them the drawing.
Oh yeah. So
don't you have that?
I do. So the lady who owned it before Corey and him bought it, I think she was actually running a daycare out of that place for a long time.
Can you imagine?
She swears that she didn't have any paranormal activity. But I mean, if you're running a daycare and that's your livelihood.
Yeah, you can't tell the family.
You can't really say that. But these children that she was keeping, apparently they were seeing it because there is a cabinet or whatever it is down there that's still in the basement that children drew on. And what they drew was that crooked neck thing right there. That.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Let's just talk about that for a minute. So I know
That's-
those folks of you who are driving in the car, you guys can't see what we're looking at, but some kid has drawn on a board or ceiling. It's like a little stick figure with legs and an arm and a head, but the head is bent over to the side.
And it looks
Like-
like they have fangs, and it looks like fangs also,
Yeah,
like little.
yeah,
And that's what the parents said, that it was bent neck and it had like
yeah,
gnarly fang teeth, and it just ugh.
yeah. That's creepy shit right there. When a kid's drawing that kind of stuff and then the people see it. Yeah,
You know,
no.
Shit like that. She talks about the broken neck lady and the teeth
Yep.
and the stink and all that, but she goes back to that place because so many paranormal teams have been there. I mean, Ghost Adventures, Ghost Brothers. I mean, so many more than I even
Yeah,
have time to name, but they go there, and she's actually gone. I know she went when the Ghost Brothers was there, and she
Yeah.
walks all the crap that she experienced in that place. She walks into that place and goes, "I'm home."
yeah.
And I don't know if
She
I
had to be on medication. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. She was, drinking on the rosé or something on the way
Yeah,
over there.
baby.
But
Yeah.
I don't know that I
Mm-mm.
could do that. I don't know that would feel, because I mean, I didn't feel, once we got there and got situated in the house and stuff. I don't know about you, but I didn't feel in danger.
I didn't like it. I didn't feel like we were gonna die. But man, you just can't get past the creepy vibe. I mean, the chalkboard upstairs where they would always,
Oh.
the girls would play school and their stuff would always be erased, and the girls would get in a big fight because Andrea would be there it is.
Yeah.
She would be the school teacher and they'd play school, and she'd write the assignments or whatever. And then they'd go down and get something to drink or whatever, and they'd come back and the damn board would be wiped off. And it happened every single time. Ooh,
Well,
talk about that door. Talk about the door.
I was going to say that.
Talk about the door.
Listen, that door, y'all, it doesn't open really easy. Like, that door sticks.
Yeah.
You really have to, and it has one of those latches that just kind of falls into place, you
Yeah.
know? So you kind of have to, pull it open. But that door opened on its own.
Yeah.
It just came open. And the crazy thing is that when the Ghost Brothers were there, and I hate to keep talking about them because it's not a show about them, but that's where they put the bed. The bed was there.
Yeah.
And they locked him up on the bed. Who was that? Jawan, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That they handcuffed him to the bed and left him in the house.
Yeah.
And that door came open, and they got that on recording.
Yes.
And we did talk to Dalen about that when we talked to him, and he was like, that was
he
creepy.
did think that Conjuring was a creepy ass place.
He did.
And y'all, what that door is supposedly back in the day, that was the birthing room. That's where they take the moms to give birth to babies there in the house.
And I believe it's because where that chalkboard is, there used to be a fireplace.
Oh, maybe so. I don't remember that, but I do know that that's a birthing room. First, isn't just saying there's a birthing room in a closet is creepy enough in itself. Like,
well, it's not even really a closet. It's like the attic, because when you go in there, it's like the pitch ceiling, the pitch roof like that. And all the nails from the roof are poking through. You got to be super careful or you'll, poke your head.
Yeah.
And I'm only 4'11" and a half. And I was worried about catching my head on it. So
she's my little buddy.
I'm her little buddy.
When she drives, you think the car is driving by itself. You can't see her little head. She's so cute.
Especially when I had my SUV.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, we got to wrap it up. And I hate to, for all of those who are new listeners, this is our second podcast. And so we're living and learning as we go. We plan to talk about everything, even though our name is Our Side. It just means our side. You're going to hear our side of it. But we plan to explore UFOs, true crimes, whatever we want to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that has to do with the paranormal. There's lots of tiebacks to that. And we promise from us that we will keep it as real can be. There will be no editing to make things be something they're not. So when we're showing videos, it's the real deal. There's nothing documented. I mean, doctored. It's what you see. But we want to have a good time with you guys. So leave us comments and follow us, and Lisa will tell you where to find all that. But join us every Tuesday. We'll release a new episode. We've got some good stuff lined up. We're going to have some guests, and we're going to roll with this thing. So you guys hang in there with us, and it's okay. Don't put no negatives. We don't want to go there.
And y'all, if y'all have an idea or something that you want to see, or even if you've been to a location and you want to tell your stuff and tell us about it, email us. It's oursideparanormal@gmail.com.
Yep.
Just shoot us an email. Tell us any your experiences that you've had, or what you would like to hear us talk about. Anything, even if you just want to shoot us a message and say you love it, you hate it, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to hate it.
No, hell no. We're Sam and Kobe. We're coming after you, boys. We're coming after you.
Yeah.
This is the two old ladies coming after your young asses.
Don't worry, we're slow. But...
yeah, I think they're going to kill us, but we're going to go for it.
We're going to go for it. Well, you've actually met Sam and Colby. You said they're really nice kids. Or I say kids. They're guys. They're nice guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But y'all, like, I'm cutting up about Sam and Kobe. They're the nicest people. If you don't follow, hey, enough with the squeaking.
See how mean she is, y'all?
See, that's real. That's real shit right there. The dog's squeaking on the squeaker. You go follow Sam and Kobe, because they are amazing, and I love them in every aspect. I love their videos, and Lisa and I are gonna just rock it right up with them.
That's right.
That's what our plan is. we may have to trade our sweet tea in for something. I don't know, but y'all follow us on our YouTube channel, and we're going to post on all of where you listen to all your podcasts. And so, look, we're going to just fly with this thing.
Yeah, we're going to go with it, and y'all are going to come right along with us. You're going to learn as we do.
Yeah. Follow us on Facebook, because Facebook is where you're going to see all the behind the scenes, where we F it up really bad, and we're gonna post about it.
Y'all, there's some funny. There's some funny. If you like to laugh, that is definitely what you need to watch. If you like
y'all
to laugh.
Are getting the professionals right now, but before we go live, y'all have no idea what goes down. Like none.
It's true. It's true. So make sure you go out there, find us, like, share, follow, comment, and let's make this thing blow up, y'all. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. We're going to have to call that a wrap. If my damn mic, see, this is real again. My mic's going out. I don't know what the hell's the deal. But
she
join
bought
us
the cheap one. She got her mic on Wish.
Don't tell them that.
Just kidding. She didn't. Anyway, y'all keep it spooky.
Keep it spooky. We'll catch you next week. I'm Becky Vickers with Lisa Isaac. You guys, we'll catch you next week. Over and out.
Catch you next week, y'all.